In Buddhist teachings, there's a belief that 5 main obstacles can block your understanding and joy, leading to more problems in life. These obstacles are like roadblocks in our journey to being happy and wise. Scientists think that worrying is just a natural part of being human, and it started as a way to help us stay safe long ago. It was really useful for our ancestors to worry about things like being attacked by wild animals. It kept them alert and ready to avoid danger. Nowadays, the things we worry about are different, like wondering if our friends like us or if we're doing well in life. But even though the worries have changed, our minds treat them like they're big, serious threats. Worrying and feeling restless can also happen when you think you've done something that goes against your moral code. To help calm these worries, paying attention to what you do every day and trying to act with kindness and compassion can make a difference. Sure, there might be times when people don't understand why you did something and might get the wrong idea, but if you know in your heart that you've acted according to your ethical standards, you don't have to feel guilty or regretful. Sometimes when I felt bad about something I said that got taken the wrong way, I remind myself that I can't control how other people understand my words. It's a moment when I realize that letting go of my worries is the best thing to do. Everyone sees things from their point of view, not necessarily how you see yourself. Whether you worry about it or not, you can't change their perspective. It's normal for everyone to worry a bit here and there, but if your mind is always uneasy and you find yourself worrying a lot, it's like you're constantly in a state of high alert, ready to either run away or stand and fight. This can lead to a lot of stress and even health problems. It makes you focus on what happened in the past or what might happen in the future instead of what's happening right now. So how do you reduce restlessness and worry? First, being mindful and staying in the present moment can be like finding a safe harbor in the middle of a storm. Unless you're right in the middle of a tough situation like an argument, the present is usually a calm place. It's where you can take a break from all the worrying because in that exact moment, your concerns don't exist. A lot of people find that they worry less when they focus on the here and now. But when you're feeling restless, it's easy for your mind to drift off. You might start thinking about things that didn't go well in the past, or you might start worrying about what could happen in the future. If you're feeling guilty or regretful about something you did or didn't do, you might start feeling even worse, like you're caught in feelings of guilt, shame, or dislike for what happened or what might happen. But when you feel like restlessness and worry are trying to take away your peace, that's when it's really powerful to bring yourself back to the present. You can use your senses to anchor yourself. Pay attention to what you can smell, see, hear, touch, and taste. You can also focus on what you're doing, like really being aware of each movement. For instance, notice how it feels when you stretch your arms out to wash your car, or feel the warmth of the water on your skin when you're taking a shower. By paying attention to these simple everyday things, you can bring yourself back to the present moment, away from worries and regrets. 2. Physical restlessness can be draining. I remember how tiring it was to keep tossing and turning in bed when I had a fever. It wasn't just the fever itself that was making me uncomfortable, but also the constant, uncontrollable movement. It's a different feeling compared to when you exercise. Exercise makes you feel energized and alive. But when you're squirming because you're sick, stressed, or upset, it's like being in a never-ending battle. Your mind feels like you're dodging bullets. And in a way, you're struggling against your own body's urge to move or the anxious thoughts that won't let you stay still. Trying to fight off these worries or ignore the restlessness can make things worse. It's like putting more fuel into a fire. Instead, it's better to acknowledge this restlessness without trying to push it away. Just notice what's happening, pay attention to how it's affecting you physically. Does it make your jaw clench tightly? Or maybe you feel knots in your stomach? When you notice these things, try to breathe into those areas, let your breath gently fill up the space, relaxing the tension and bringing a sense of calm. This isn't about forcing the discomfort away, but rather letting it be there and giving it some space. If you're feeling restless, but it's not about any specific worry, try to pinpoint where in your body you feel this unease. Is it a tight feeling in your chest, or perhaps your heart feels like it's racing? Again, just breathe into these sensations. Don't push the restlessness away or judge it. Simply let your breath move through these areas. By doing this, you might find that the restlessness starts to lessen on its own. 3. Being aware of your breath is a powerful way to connect with a sense of calm, even when stress is trying to take over. Sometimes you might find that your body is reacting to stress with tension and restlessness, even if your mind is trying to stay calm and composed. But if you're only using your mind to deal with stress, it's like you're ignoring what your body is telling you. You're not really in balance. Listening to your body and paying attention to your breath can help bring everything back into alignment. When you're caught in a whirl of restlessness and worry, it's like your whole system is on high alert. 4th, but you have the power to invite calmness back in. One way to do this is by breathing the way you do when you're already calm, with slow, deep breaths that go all the way down to your belly. Imagine gently pulling the breath into your stomach. You're not forcing it. You're just letting it flow in and out at a comfortable, unhurried pace. As you keep your attention on this slow, deep breathing, you might start to notice that the jumble of anxious thoughts begins to quiet down with each breath. It's like you're inviting peace to settle in, helping you relax more and more. 4. Looking back at the past can sometimes make you wish you had done things differently, but it's important to remember that you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. You can't go back and use the wisdom you have now to change your past decisions, but you can understand that those choices helped shape who you are today, someone wiser and more aware. When you find yourself wrapped up in feelings of regret, it's helpful to remind yourself that you always act based on your knowledge and understanding in that moment. Sometimes you might not make the best choices, or you might do things you later wish you hadn't, but these moments are part of a learning process. Every mistake is a chance to learn, to grow, and to understand how to make better choices in the future. In Buddhism, there's a belief that guides your life lessons and gives you opportunities to address the things you need to balance out and learn from. It's a journey you're not on alone. Everyone makes mistakes. The key is to recognize those mistakes, learn from them, and use that knowledge to grow. Once you start seeing your past errors as steps on your path to becoming a better person, forgiving yourself becomes much easier. Recognizing your mistakes and understanding how you can improve helps you let go of guilt and embrace a more positive outlook on life. It's about accepting where you've been, knowing it's led you to where you are now, and looking forward to where you can go with your newfound wisdom. 5. Understanding that life is a continuous journey of learning and growth can really lighten the load of worries. When you see challenges and mistakes not as roadblocks but as stepping stones to gaining wisdom, your perspective shifts. Instead of letting these worries grow and overwhelm you, you learn to let them pass, focusing instead on how you can improve and move forward. When restlessness and worry creep in, they often bring a feeling of being stuck or powerless, especially if you're dwelling on things you wish you hadn't done. But you have the power to shift into a more positive mindset by looking for solutions instead of fixating on the problems. Take the situation where you're worried about a friend being upset with you. Instead of getting caught up in what might happen or how it might affect your relationship, you can take a proactive step. Reach out to your friend. Find out if your concerns are valid, and if there's a misunderstanding, and see how you can clear it up. If your friend is indeed upset, think about what you can do to make things right. There will be times when you can't change the situation itself, but you can always change how you view and react to it. A positive approach in such cases is to use the experience as a learning opportunity, reflect on what led to your actions, and think about how you might handle a similar situation differently in the future. This way, even the situations you can't change become valuable lessons, contributing to your personal growth and self-awareness. Remember, my friend, that restlessness and worry can indeed act like barriers to your inner wisdom and lead to stress. But interestingly, you can turn it around and use it as a tool for deeper self-understanding and personal growth. Instead of getting stuck in disliking or resisting these feelings, you can choose to accept them and look closely at what they're trying to tell you. This shift from resistance to reflection can open up a pathway to greater insights about yourself. I hope you learned something today. If you loved this video, please like, share, and comment. When you engage, it will reach more people who may need this message. Thank you for doing so. As always, wishing you a beautiful day.